Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Eran. I'm the founder and CEO of XRHealth, the world's first VR/AR telehealth platform. And let's jump right in. So we are providing telehealth and remote monitoring services using our own VR/AR software. And just to set the stage, so when I'm saying VR, I'm referring to the gaming console that you probably saw in different types of publications and commercials. And we are using this technology that was designed originally for the gaming industry as a health related product, as a medical device. The patient is the one putting the VR headset on and basically playing different types of games according to their conditions and or their disease, while you as a clinician can monitor them remotely and can basically treat them using VR. We are operating as a medical device company. We have FDA listed applications. All our platform is HIPAA compliant, and we are now registered as a telehealth provider in over than 25 states, and probably within a month will be registered nationwide. All our software and all the treatments are covered by CPT codes, and it's basically like any other treatment and sequence that you are familiar with within the clinic. The only difference is that here you're using telehealth technology via technology. The platform is basically has three major components. The first one is the clinician hub or clinician dashboard. You can access that that basically dashboard or external control through any PC or Android tablet. Moving forward, it probably will support also the iOS devices. And through that external control, you can take control over the headset, which is on the patient head most of the time, and basically conduct a virtual reality treatment, see what the patient is seeing in real time, change their virtual reality world accordingly. And after every session the patient is doing, you as a clinician will get analytics about the patient performance, and the patient himself can see their own results. This is basically a very simplified way to look at the entire platform. The patient is playing a game, you can control the headset remotely, and you get a result at the end of that session. The patient himself has an option to use the headset on their own, and then you can just collect the data after each and every session. The patient has also a mobile app where they can see the results, and we are pushing notification for the patient in order to make sure that they are engaged and they know how to use the VR after that virtual reality session. Those are the conditions that we are treating at the moment, all the way from stress and anxiety to motor function, rotator cuff, cervical spine, and pain management. We have currently three lines of products. The first one is more on the motor function side, mostly again upper extremity, but not just, cognitive for a post-stroke, traumatic brain injury. And the last one is more on the behavioral health and pain management. What we are seeing is that patients are using different, patient and clinicians are using different application for a variety of use cases. And it's up to you, the clinician, to pick and choose which app you want to use with your clinician. And obviously, we will train you how to do that. We are also we also have different types of applications that are not direct medical applications. One of the applications is support groups, and this is an application that we are seeing a lot of interest around the quarantine and and the isolation that people now need to do because of the epidemic. And basically, the support groups allows you to be in the same virtual reality environment with other people, have open conversation. Everything is anonymized, and just think about it like a AA meeting, but from the comfort of your own home, basically. The idea moving forward is to add more and more applications and to basically be a warehouse of medical virtual reality applications. We also have a dedicated package for COVID-19 patients that are in quarantine. We started to roll out this solution a couple of weeks ago, and we're getting amazing response. And the idea with those types of patients, we are offering a package that includes basically a daily routine, all the way from stress and anxiety and breathing exercises to physical activity and cognitive exercises and those support groups. So that was a very high level overview. What I will do now, I'll walk you through our website, and then you can go back to the website and also understand better how are we operating. You can, by the way, you can ask questions in the Q&A section. Just write up your questions, and after I'll walk you through the entire website. I'll answer all the questions that you might have, including the payment, including the training process, and our expectations from you guys. But what we'll do now, I'll just walk you through the website and the different videos. So again, I'll just walk you through our website. We'll start by doing an overview about the platform and what I just described. You have videos here that basically can show you how the apps looks like, both from the patient point of view and the clinician point of view. So all the different applications are here, including description which app is doing what. The data portal, which I'll show you in a sec, and the external control, which you can access from any PC. But this is basically how it looks like. You can, once the patient is putting the VR headset on and you are basically with the dashboard open, it will immediately pop up and you can take control over the headset. On a general note, the platform is, we try to design it to be as easy as possible, both for the patient side and the clinician side. We have deployed our platform with more than 50 locations, and we are working with top hospitals across the country, including Mass General and Spalding and Hoag. Official partnership with AARP, and we tested our application with the seniors to make sure that they know how to use it. And basically, you can again access and see all the different information, including pricing, including our partners here, and you can read a lot about us in a lot of articles that have been published in the last 2 years. So again, everything is on our website on the tech side. Now I want to talk about the hiring process and what do we expect. So basically, we want to have you on board in order to support all the patients and the inbound calling that we are getting. As you can imagine, a lot of people are looking for solutions to get treatments back home, and we believe that VR is much better than any 2D interface, especially for the use cases that we are addressing. If if it's rehab, if it's stress management or pain management. Um, and basically, after you enroll, we will pay $50 per hour for every treatment or for every session that you'll conduct. We can't guarantee a flow of patients, but we are doing our best on the marketing side, the PR side, to have as many patients as possible. And as part of the enrollment process, we will also ask from you to help us spread the word that we are out there, so people and patients will know there is a good solution to use back home. Basically, after you will sign up, if you have an access to a VR headset, you can go ahead and just sign up and start the process. If you don't have access to a VR headset, we will rent you one for 5 days, which we believe would be more than enough to provide you with the tools to complete the course. And after those 5 days, you can just ship the headset back to us. You don't need a headset in order to treat a patient later on. But basically, you will need an access to a headset in order to better understand how the patient will experience your treatment. Basically, the training is relatively short. We are estimating it will take you around 7 hours to basically cover all the different modules. And after those 7 hours, you'll have a written exam and a simulation, real simulation with one of our staff members to make sure you know how to operate the platform. And from that point on, after you completed the certification, we will try to match you with a patient according to your specialty and your certification and expertise. And for those sessions, again, we are paying you $50 per hour, and we'll guide you how to do all the EHR and billing and notes, and which CPT codes to use in which sequence. On the patient side, just so you'll know, and maybe I'll switch to the patient page so you'll understand better how the flow looks like. So a patient basically is being referred to our web page and basically signing up here. Once they are signing up, we are doing eligibility test to make sure that the insurance cover our services or they need to pay out of pocket, and medical evaluation to see that to make sure that one of our apps fits the patient needs. Assuming that's the case, we are shipping the headset to a patient and instructing them to download a mobile app. The mobile app is guiding them how to set up the headset. The headset is pre-installed, so all they need to do is basically power on the headset and put it on. That's it. That's the setup that the patient needs to do. And then they are scheduling a video call with one of you guys. During that video call, you will conduct a virtual reality treatment with the patient. And then after that video call, you will prescribe the patient a weekly plan, how to use it, which apps, what frequency, what are the settings. And then you'll monitor the patient on your free time to make sure that they are compliant with what you suggested to them. And once the patient is discharged, they are shipping the headset back to us. We are sanitizing the headset according to the COVID-19 guidelines, making sure that everything is working properly, and shipping the headset to the next patient. That's basically the flow. And after, again, after our video, you can go back to the website and everything is there. We try to put as many information on our website as possible. I think I covered the important stuff. Now let's see if you have any questions. How does it work getting credentialed with insurance companies? So we, as part of the enrollment process that you will do, we will better understand what credentials do you have, and we'll obviously try to match you with a patient that is covered by that insurance company. But our goal is to have our clinician with as many insurance companies as possible, and we will assist you with the credentialing with the insurance company. How long our treatment session? The first one is 45 minutes, the video one. But after that, when you're prescribing the session, again, the patient is doing that on their own. It's up to you, basically. It could be short as 5 minutes. It could be up to 15. We recommend not to do longer session than 15, especially on the physical and cognitive side. On the stress management and pain management, it could be longer. And in different, what we experience in deployments is that you need in some use cases, you need to tell the patient to not use as much. So what are the costs if I have my own VR headset? There is no cost now. You just sign up and start the enrollment process. Can I teach other PT exercise outside? Yeah. So the VR, so you're basically it's a video. The sequence is VR plus a video sequence. You're more than welcome to treat the patient and offer them any tool you think will help the patient to recover better. We believe that at the end of the day, it's a combination of both the video and the VR, and there's a lot of stuff that you can't do without VR, but that it's up to you. What credentials are necessary in order to apply? You need to be credentialed with at least one of the states, with an NPI, and that's basically it. Let's see, other questions. Does your company offer health insurance for its employees? Unfortunately, not at the moment. We are experiencing a very high demand, and as of now, unfortunately, we can't offer health insurance as part of the package. Where are you getting patients from? That's a good question. PR, marketing, word to mouth. We are expecting you to help us spread the word. Hospitals and clinics that we are working with. But it's like any clinic, we need to let people know that we are out there. It's the same, and we are doing everything we can in order to have as many patients as possible. Mainly, by the way, now is just letting patients know that we are out there. I think all patients are looking for a solution, a telehealth solution, and we believe that our VR solution is by far better than any video solution that is out there. Um, mm, 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 mm. If the follow-up session are approximately 15 minutes, is the time to clock paid accordingly. So we will guide you in the onboarding how the revenue cycle looks like, and how do you submit the basically the notes then that are fit to the CPT code that we are submitting. There are CPT codes, basically CPT codes for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and we try to structure our recommendation how a month of treatment looks like, and at the beginning at least, I'm assuming it will be easier for you to just follow our guidelines, and we'll try to learn from you guys whether we need to change the revenue cycle with CPT codes and the timing for every treatment. How are raises assessed? Yeah, so we are, the idea is that once you start operating, we are collecting feedback both from patients, from you, and we will accommodate, like in clinic, basically clinicians that are operating and doing a good job. How does W-2 employment? So everything is, we are not using 1099. Everything is W-2. That's a decision that we make. We believe that you are part of our group and our family, and we want to work together with you in order to offer our technology across the board. So everyone that will apply and get accepted and pass the test will be an employee of the company. Do you use a certain program for documentation? Yes, we are using Careo for now. There's a good chance we'll switch to all scripts moving forward. Does a doctor write an order for this type of therapy, and that clinician get to see it? No. So basically, the patient can reach out to us, and if you as a clinician can basically prescribe the entire treatment. We don't need a PCP referral. What does billing documentation looks like? Like any other clinic. Again, we'll guide you through the process. You are taking notes. We have our own billing people here doing all the revenue cycle, and we'll guide you how to do that. Can you explain the research on how VR has proven to be successfully treatment for pain management? Excellent question. So I think the most researched vertical is the pain management, and I'll try to. So our head of clinical affairs, she's a Harvard professor psychiatrist, and one of the nice way to explain why VR is so powerful for pain management is our brain is like a CPU, and 75% of the CPU compute power goes to visuals and sounds. Once you're overloading the visuals and the CPU with visuals and sounds, things like pain, acute or chronic pain get downgraded in a priority list. So we are seeing across the board a very successful outcomes regarding pain management. And when you're combining that with rehab, it's even better. We are seeing patients basically have a lot of limitations, but once they're putting the VR headset on, they forget all about it, and they can actually be engaged with their rehab process. Is there a potential for commission as well? So there is. We are now trying to structure what is the best commission option. We will post it later on, but the idea is to have that we want to have you on board as in spreading the word, and we will compensate clinicians that are able to involve more patient. One more thing that is important to say, every patient that you will bring on board will be automatically referred to you. So if you bring on more patient until you'll get basically overload, any patient that you'll bring on board will be referred to you as their clinician. On average, how many hours are current therapists treating per day? The idea is to basically, it's up to you. We try to create a model that you are giving us your schedule, and we are trying to fit your schedule and to match the patient that fit your needs. I'm assuming at the beginning, when you enroll, we're still optimizing the entire process. But the idea is it will be flexible for you guys as much as possible. Are physical therapists involved in the development of the VR programs? Excellent question. All our platform, all of the application were designed by clinicians, physical therapists, occupational therapists, psychiatrists. We have a full staff of medical personnel. Everything have FDA listed medical rationale. A lot of documentation that basically we spend a lot of time and efforts in order to have all the software medical grade with all the clinical rationale behind it. Is there a minimum or maximum hours a week expected? As of now, the only limitation is that we won't exceed 20 hours per week, if I remember correctly, because we are having a lot of, again, inbound, so we need to manage the flow. But that could change once we'll see more and more patients that are looking for solutions, which could be relatively fast. Do some patients get dizzy using VR? Excellent question. We spent a lot of time and efforts in order to have zero, or I can't say zero, but very close to zero motion sickness. Basically, there are two major elements that causing motion sickness. The first one is frame per second. So that's why we're using the state of the art and the best VR headset, and we are not using any phone-based. The phone-based are not, basically the frame per second drops because the phone is not powerful enough to to basically run a VR experience in a good way. So we are not using any phone-based. The second reason why people can experience dizziness is if they're seeing, if there's motion inside VR while they're sitting down, and there is basically there's no correlation between your inner ear and what your eyes is seeing. So all our application, which you'll see once you enroll, have basically zero motion, and that's basically solves 99% of the time. Having said that, we are always recommending the first time a patient is using the VR, they should do that sitting down, because we don't know whether the patient has an history of vertigo or different type of experiences. But after the patient is experiencing the first VR session sitting down and everyone is feeling comfortable, then you can basically move forward with the other use cases. What type of patient would this work for? Geriatric ortho, basically anyone, it's the same like it's the idea is it will be the same population that you saw in the clinic. And again, the platform, we tested it with seniors multiple times, and with all the other conditions and injuries. The idea is it will be suitable for everyone that need to do physical therapy or cognitive or stress management or pain management. I'm assuming that we'll find that some people are more find it more fun and engaging, but I can tell you that from all the deployments that we did, the tech wasn't the issue. Once you get the hang of it, it's relatively simple, especially now with the VR headset that come pre-installed. It's not an issue. How do you prevent patient injury? Excellent question. So as I said previously, the first session is while the patient is sitting down. Second is that once you're doing the video call, you will ask your patient to take a video of their environment, and you will make sure, to the best of our ability, that they have an open space, that they won't run into different objects. The VR itself has a virtual boundaries that if you are taking a step forward, basically it's a 2x2 boundary, and if you're taking a step forward, immediately inside the VR you can see the boundary. And again, we need to educate the patient that they won't be too active. Can we use phone-based VR training? So I answered that. Unfortunately not, because the phone-based is not good enough for what we need. How does the therapist liability coverage work? You are our employees, and like any healthcare provider, you are covered by our liability insurance. Good. Any other questions or something that I missed? Now is the time. Excellent. I see two other questions. What are other necessary credentials? So as I mentioned previously, you need to be credentialed in at least one of the states within one of our professions. And yes, you are a W-2 employees. What states are you licensed in so far? Again, more than 25. Until you complete the process, will be registered across the country. About how long does documentation take for evaluation for treatments? We tried. Okay, now I got the question. We know that documentation took a lot of your time in the clinic. We tried to optimize it to the best of our ability. and we'll put a lot of resources in order to simplify the documentation on your end and keep the entire sequence as efficient as possible. And that's something that we'll need your feedback on. That's part of the. So once you are signing up, I am expecting you as the CEO of the company to provide us with feedback. We need open discussion and we need your comments in order to improve our processes. And that includes the documentation, but not just. If you will see something that you think we should do differently or better, I'm expecting you to reach out to me, to the team, and together we'll be able to improve the processes for all of us. I only have license in MA. So during the COVID-19, I don't know if you know that, but they waived all the different limitation that we faced prior to this COVID-19, meaning that you can treat, even if you have license in one state, you can treat patients from other states. So at least during this crisis, that won't be an issue. And that's basically it. Good. I think I covered all of the questions. Just to summarize, we want you on board, and we try to simplify the process as much as possible. But still, like any new tech, all of us are learning. So anyone that is enrolling and choose to join us again, and we'll be more than happy if you do. Keep the communication lines open. Tell us what we can do better. And I personally believe that in 2 years from now, VR, AR, telehealth treatment will become golden standard. And I think we are seeing increasing demand now. The COVID-19 crisis just accelerated all the things that we expected to happen in 3 to 5 years from now. They're happening now. Come and join the revolution. Be a part of the next big wave that will impact how you treat patients. And I think that even after the COVID-19 crisis will end, we will prove that telehealth, especially by using VR and AR, could reduce costs, improve outcomes, improve satisfaction score, and alleviate a lot of the burden that the healthcare facility faced even before the COVID-19. Thank you all again. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks. Bye-bye.